This is where John's story began. Not here. These are steps leading up to the temple. The temple was destroyed in AD 70 by the Romans, as Jesus prophesied would happen, not one stone left upon another. And these steps here laid covered over until relatively recently, when archaeologists uncovered them. I'm standing on replica steps here, but there are genuine ones there, and you can walk where Jesus walked, which is pretty cool. But the reason we're here is because this is where the New Testament began. This is where the Annunciation of John the Baptist took place. So his father, Zechariah, was an older priest, hadn't had any children. His wife hadn't had any children. And they lived over there in Ein Kerem. It's about 5 miles away, which is where the next video will take place. But he was on duty, and he was lighting the incense, which marked the end of the ritual day in the temple. It took place on a golden altar. It was just before the curtain which closed off the Holy of Holies. It was the center of everything, liturgically, ritually, in the world, really, the place where God symbolically dwelt. And it was while he was offering up incense there in the presence of God, symbolically, that the angel appeared to him. Somewhat startled him, told him he was going to have a son, told him about the son. The story is told in Luke 1. Luke 1's an invaluable resource on this story of John. You've got to read it. Zechariah hesitated a bit. He wavered a little bit, and the angel said, because you didn't believe me, you're going to not be able to speak until the baby's born. 9 months he was dumb. It startled him, but he went home. The New Testament began with that act here. But there's a theme of the temple that runs through the New Testament, because out of that place where that vision of the angel took place, Zechariah's place, a river flowed, according to Ezekiel 47. It's a prophetic river, it's a symbolic river. It represents the outflowing of the Holy Spirit out into all the world. And it started right where the vision took place. It flowed east past the altar, which represents the Son, of course, Jesus, and flowed east over there to the River Jordan, which is exactly where John chose to baptize, and it's important for our story. But the story of the temple, apart from the destruction, continues through the New Testament, because the New Testament ends with a vision of the New Jerusalem, a heavenly temple in the sense that there is no temple, it's the place of God himself. And we're told also in the New Testament, of course, that you who have the Spirit in you are the temple of God. Done?